I don't know how you do it, sitting at home all day. I'd lose my mind. Harmony's voice dripped with condescension across our family dinner table. Don't you miss having actual goals? I gripped my fork tighter, forcing a polite smile while my daughter Haley played with her peas beside me. After 3 years of these little jabs, you'd think I'd be immune. I'm Ellie, and my sister-in-law seems to have made it her life's mission to remind everyone that I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I keep plenty busy, I replied, catching my husband Jaden's supportive glance from across the table. If only Harmony knew about the laptop humming away in my home office, lines of code compiling while I packed lunchboxes and helped with homework. Oh, I'm sure you do, Harmony laughed, turning to my brother Matthew. Honey, remember when Ellie used to be that hotshot programmer? Now she's discussing the best way to remove grass stains. The table fell silent. Even my mother-in-law, usually quick to change the subject, stared at her plate. I watched Harmony bask in her moment, her perfectly manicured nails tapping against her wine glass. Actually, I started, but Haley tugged at my sleeve. Mommy, can I have more juice? I welcomed the interruption, pushing back from the table. In the kitchen, I leaned against the counter, taking deep breaths. My phone buzzed, a notification from Luna, my best friend and beta tester. The latest update is amazing. Just helped another mom land a remote consulting gig. You're going to change lives with this. I smiled, remembering the countless nights I'd spent coding after Haley went to bed. My app was more than just code. It was a lifeline for women like me who wanted to balance family and career on their own terms. Everything okay in here? Jaden appeared, wrapping his arms around my waist. You know Harmony's just jealous, right? I turned to face him. I'm fine, but I think it's time. Time for what? Remember that family reunion next month? I want to launch the app there. His eyes widened. Are you sure? That's when Tyson's coming too, right? The tech investor? Exactly. I poured Haley's juice, my mind already racing with possibilities. I'm tired of Harmony's comments. Let her see what I've really been doing with my time. Back at the table, Harmony was holding court about her latest promotion. It's all about leaning in, she proclaimed. You can't just give up your career for kids, right, Ellie? I passed Haley her juice and sat down, suddenly feeling lighter. You know what, Harmony? You're absolutely right. We should all have goals. She paused mid-sentence, thrown by my agreement. In fact, I continued, I'd love to hear more about your thoughts on career development at the family reunion next month. Maybe we could all share our projects? Matthew shot me a curious look, but Harmony was already nodding. Finally, someone's seeing sense. I'd be happy to mentor you, help you get back into the workforce. That's so generous, I replied, catching Luna's latest message from the corner of my eye. User count just hit 10,000. Haley tugged my sleeve again. Mommy, can we have ice cream? In a minute, sweetie. I turned back to Harmony. You know, it's funny you mentioned getting back into the workforce. I've actually been thinking a lot about that lately. Oh? Harmony leaned forward, practically salivating at the thought of my supposed surrender. Yes, there are so many ways to define success these days. I helped Haley with her napkin, hiding my smile. The traditional 9 to 5 isn't the only path anymore. Please, Harmony scoffed. Working from home selling essential oils doesn't count as a career. The table tensed again, but this time I didn't feel the usual sting. Instead, I thought about the thousands of women already using my app's beta version, finding flexible, professional work that fit their lives. In exactly 1 month, Harmony would learn what I'd been building, and her perfectly crafted worldview would shatter. You're right again, Harmony, I said, standing to clear the plates. Essential oils definitely aren't my thing, but I promise you'll be the first to know when I figure out my path. As I walked to the kitchen, Jaden's proud wink gave me life. In 4 weeks, I'd show them all that sometimes the biggest achievements happen in the quiet moments, between bedtime stories and packed lunches. And Harmony? She'd learn that underestimating a stay-at-home mom might just be the biggest mistake she's ever made. Girl, you should have seen her face! Luna's laughter crackled through my phone's speaker as I adjusted my laptop screen. When she finds out you've built the next big thing in tech while she thought you were just folding laundry. Focus, Luna, I said, typing furiously. How's the new interface working for you? Smooth as butter. The job matching algorithm is scary accurate. I just helped 3 moms land part-time consulting gigs this morning. I grinned, watching Haley color at the kitchen table while I worked on the couch. Multitasking had become my superpower. Mommy, look, I drew our family. Haley bounded over, proudly displaying her artwork. That's beautiful, sweetie. Is that Aunt Harmony with the red face? No, that's a monster, Haley replied matter-of-factly, making Luna howl with laughter through the speaker. Luna, I've got to go. Final testing session tonight? Wouldn't miss it. And Ellie, you're going to crush it at that reunion. After hanging up, I pulled Haley onto my lap, balancing her and my laptop as I tweaked the app's code. A notification popped up. Another successful job match. What are you making, Mommy? Haley pointed at the screen. I'm building a bridge, I explained, to help mommies like me find work they can do from home, just like I'm doing now. The front door opened, and Jaden walked in, loosening his tie. There's my favorite girls. How's the secret project coming along? Daddy, Mommy's building a bridge. Jaden kissed the top of my head, peering at the screen. Looks more like you're building an empire. How many users now? Just crossed 15,000, I said, trying to keep the pride from my voice. And the feedback is incredible. Women are finding real professional work that fits around their families. No, unlike some people who think success only comes in a pantsuit, Jaden muttered, heading to the kitchen. My phone buzzed with a text from Matthew. Harmony's planning some big career presentation for the reunion. Says she wants to inspire the family. You okay with that? I typed back. More than okay. Tell her to bring her A game. What's that smile about? Jaden asked, returning with coffee. Just your sister's perfect timing. She's planning to give a career presentation at the reunion. The same reunion where you're revealing your app? Oh, this is too good. He sat beside us, watching Haley draw on my notepad. Have you told Luna about Tyson coming? Yeah, she thinks his presence will add the perfect professional validation. A tech investor accidentally witnessing my launch. Couldn't have planned it better. The doorbell rang, and my heart jumped. Right on schedule. Luna burst in, laptop in hand, ready for our final testing session. Aunt Luna! Haley jumped up for a hug. Hey, Munchkin, ready to help us test Mommy's bridge? For the next hour, we ran through the app's features while Jaden entertained Haley. Luna clicked through the interface, finding bugs I'd missed, suggesting tweaks to make it more user-friendly. The messaging system is genius, Luna commented, demonstrating how easily users could connect with potential employers. And the flexibility ratings for each job? Brilliant. I just kept thinking about what I needed when Haley was born, I explained, fixing a minor glitch. A way to use my skills without missing her childhood. Unlike Harmony, who thinks kids are career kryptonite, Luna rolled her eyes. Exactly. But you know what's funny? Her attitude inspired this whole thing. Every time she made me feel small for choosing family, I coded harder. Luna grabbed my hand. In 3 weeks, she'll eat every word she's ever said to you. Mommy! Haley called from the kitchen. Can we have pizza? Perfect timing for a break, Luna said, closing her laptop. I'm starving. As we ordered dinner, my phone lit up with another notification. A mother of 3 had just landed a senior developer position, working remotely for a major tech company. Thank you for creating this platform, her message read. I finally feel like I don't have to choose between being a good mother and a successful professional. I showed the message to Luna, who squeezed my shoulder. This is so much bigger than getting back at Harmony, she said softly. I know. I watched Haley help Jaden set the table, my heart full. But watching her realize how wrong she's been, that's just going to be a very satisfying bonus. The pizza arrived, and as we gathered around the table, I couldn't help but imagine the reunion. Harmony's carefully prepared presentation about corporate success, followed by my quiet revelation of what I'd built while she was busy judging my choices. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just proving someone wrong, it's proving yourself right. You're not going to believe who just signed up for the app, I told Jaden as he helped me prepare dinner. Remember Sarah from my old dev team? The one who quit when she had twins? No way! He paused, chopping vegetables. Did she find something? Senior architect position, fully remote. She actually cried during our video call. I stirred the pasta sauce, remembering Sarah's tears of joy. She thought her career was over. The doorbell rang, interrupting our conversation. Jaden wiped his hands. That must be Tyson, I'll get it. My stomach fluttered. Tyson Johnston wasn't just any dinner guest. He was one of the most respected tech investors in the city, and he had no idea I was about to demo my app to him. Ellie! Tyson's booming voice filled our kitchen. How's my favorite chef? Something smells amazing. I turned to hug him, noting his usual Silicon Valley casual look. Expensive jeans and a startup hoodie. Just a simple pasta dinner. How's the investment world treating you? Actually, I'm frustrated, he sighed, accepting a beer from Jaden. We're desperately seeking innovative solutions for the modern workforce, but everything crossing my desk feels stale. Jaden caught my eye, suppressing a smile. You don't say? Mommy! Haley's voice carried from upstairs. I need help with my homework. I've got it, Jaden offered, leaving me with Tyson. So, Tyson leaned against the counter. Jaden mentioned you'll be at the family reunion next month. Looking forward to catching up properly. About that, I stirred the sauce, choosing my words carefully. I might have something you'd be interested in seeing. Oh? He perked up. Before I could continue, my phone buzzed. A text from Matthew. Heads up, Harmony's telling everyone she's preparing a revolutionary presentation about women in the workplace for the reunion. Says she's worried about your wasted potential. Everything okay? Tyson asked, noticing my expression. My sister-in-law, I explained, showing him the text. She's passionate about traditional career paths. Ah, one of those lean in or lose out types? Exactly. She thinks staying home with Haley means I've given up on success. Tyson snorted. Success isn't a one-size-fits-all concept anymore. The future of work is flexible, adaptive. That's what we're looking for, solutions that understand this new reality. I was saved from responding by Haley bounding into the kitchen, Jaden behind her. Mommy, Uncle Tyson, look at my math homework. Dinner was a lively affair, with Tyson entertaining Haley with stories about robot companies he'd invested in. After we put her to bed, my phone lit up with a call from Luna. Emergency, she whispered when I answered. Harmony just posted the most condescending LinkedIn article about choosing ambition over comfort. She tagged you in it. I pulled up LinkedIn on my laptop, Jaden and Tyson peering over my shoulders. There it was, Harmony's face beaming next to a 1,000-word manifesto about women sacrificing their potential for domestic comfort. She really has no idea, does she? Jaden squeezed my shoulder. About what? Tyson asked. I closed the laptop, making a decision. Tyson, remember how you mentioned looking for innovative workforce solutions? I'd like to show you something, but you have to promise to keep it quiet until the reunion. His eyes lit up with interest as I pulled up my app. For the next hour, I walked him through the platform, the sophisticated matching algorithm, the flexibility ratings, the built-in project management tools, all designed specifically for parents seeking professional work-life balance. This is extraordinary, he muttered, scrolling through user testimonials. How many active users? Nearly 20,000 in beta. We facilitated over 5,000 job placements in 3 months. And you built this while... He gestured around our home. Between playdates and piano lessons, I confirmed. Turns out, you can change the world from your living room. Tyson sat back, running a hand through his hair. Ellie, this is exactly what we've been looking for. The market potential is enormous. Have you considered seeking investment? I wanted to prove the concept first, I said, thinking of Harmony's LinkedIn post. Show that success doesn't always wear a pantsuit. Well, consider it proven. He pulled out his business card. Call me after the reunion. I have some people you need to meet. After Tyson left, Jaden wrapped me in a hug. Still nervous about the reunion? I thought about Harmony's upcoming presentation, about Tyson's reaction, about Sarah's tears of joy. Not anymore. I think it's time the world saw what a stay-at-home mom can do. My phone buzzed again. Another message from Matthew. Harmony's practicing her presentation in our living room. Keeps saying she's going to wake you up to your potential. Should I warn her? I typed back. Let her sleep on it. Some wake-up calls work better as surprises. The family reunion buzzed with activity as I set up my laptop in the corner of Aunt Marie's spacious living room. Harmony's voice carried across the room, commanding attention as usual. I've prepared a special presentation today, she announced, straightening her blazer. About empowerment and reaching your full potential. Luna appeared at my side, coffee in hand. Did she really wear a power suit to a family reunion? Complete with shoulder pads, I whispered back, checking my presentation files one last time. The app's latest statistics made me smile. 25,000 users, 7,000 successful job placements. Ellie! Harmony's voice made me jump. I saved you a front row seat for my presentation. I really think you'll find it enlightening. Thanks, Harmony. I wouldn't miss it. Jaden walked in with Haley, who immediately ran to show her cousins her new tablet. Tyson just texted, he murmured. He's running 15 minutes late. Perfect timing, I replied, right after Harmony's presentation. The family gathered around as Harmony took center stage, her PowerPoint title slide declaring, Breaking the Glass Ceiling, Why Comfort Kills Dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, she began, especially the women in our family, we're living in an age of unprecedented opportunity. Yet some of us, her eyes fixed on me, choose to stay in our comfort zones. Luna squeezed my hand under the table as Harmony clicked through slides showing corporate success stories, salary statistics, and motivational quotes. Take my dear sister-in-law, Ellie, Harmony continued, making heads turn toward me. She was once a promising software developer, but she chose comfort over challenge, routine over growth. My phone vibrated. A notification from the app. Another successful job match. A former CEO finding flexible work after having triplets. I smiled, thinking of the irony. The truth is, Harmony's voice grew passionate. You can't have it all by hiding at home. You have to lean in, push forward, sacrifice. Excuse me, Tyson's voice cut through as he entered. Sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything important? Harmony faltered slightly. I was just explaining the importance of maintaining career momentum. Actually, I stood up, laptop in hand. Harmony, would you mind if I shared something after your presentation? Since we're on the topic of career choices? She blinked, thrown off script. I suppose that would be fine. For the next 20 minutes, I watched Harmony gesture dramatically about corporate ladders and glass ceilings. With each pointed look in my direction, my confidence grew stronger. And that's why, she concluded, we must never settle for less than our full potential. Thank you. Polite applause followed as she sat down, shooting me a sympathetic look. Your turn, Ellie. Perhaps you'd like to share your thoughts on returning to the workforce? Actually, I connected my laptop to the TV. I'd like to share what I've been working on while hiding at home. The room quieted as my app's interface filled the screen. Clean, professional, powerful. This is FlexForce, I began, a platform I built between packing lunches and attending PTA meetings. It helps talented professionals find meaningful work that fits their lives. Harmony's smug expression flickered as I clicked through the features. Tyson leaned forward, watching family members' reactions. In just 4 months of beta testing, I continued, we've helped over 7,000 women maintain high-level careers while being present for their families. Senior developers, CFOs, consultants, all working on their own terms. Wait, Matthew interrupted, looking at Harmony. You built this while she was saying you were wasting your potential? Sometimes, I met Harmony's gaze. The biggest achievements happen quietly, without power suits or corner offices. The room erupted in questions. Aunt Marie wanted to know how it worked. Cousin Rachel, a new mom, asked to sign up immediately. Through it all, Harmony sat frozen, her presentation materials forgotten in her lap. The most rewarding part, I continued, pulling up the testimonials page, is seeing women realize they don't have to choose between family and ambition. Success isn't about where you work, it's about the value you create. Incredible! Tyson stood up. Ellie, this is exactly what we discussed. The market potential is enormous. You knew about this? Harmony's voice cracked slightly. I had the privilege of seeing it last week, he replied. I've already called my investment team. Haley chose that moment to climb into my lap. Mommy, can I show everyone how I helped test the buttons? The room laughed, and I hugged her close. You were my best beta tester, sweetie. Looking around the room at my family's proud faces, at Luna's triumphant grin, at Jaden's loving smile, I finally met Harmony's stunned expression. She opened her mouth to speak, but for once had nothing to say. Sometimes the best response to judgment isn't a defense, it's a demonstration. Can you show us a real job match happening live? Aunt Marie asked, leaning forward in her seat. The family was still gathered around, my presentation having sparked an energy that had completely overshadowed Harmony's earlier sermon. Actually, yes. I pulled up the live dashboard. Look, here's someone logging in right now, a former marketing director who took a break for her twins. The room watched as the matching algorithm sprang to life, profiles appearing on the screen. 3 potential matches, I narrated. A tech startup needing a part-time CMO, a consulting firm offering flexible hours, and a global company seeking remote leadership. But how do you ensure quality? Harmony's voice cut through, slightly shrill. Surely working from home can't provide the same level of professional impact? I finished for her, clicking through to our success metrics. Sarah, would you like to share your experience? Right on cue, Sarah's face appeared on the screen via video call. My secret weapon, timed perfectly. Hi, everyone, Sarah waved. I'm actually in between meetings with my development team in Singapore. Thanks to FlexForce, I'm leading a major software project while being home for dinner with my kids every night. Harmony shifted uncomfortably in her seat as Sarah continued. I was like many women, thought my career was over when I had children. Then, Ellie's platform matched me with a company that cared more about my skills than my location. What's your salary range, if you don't mind sharing? Tyson asked, his investor mind clearly running calculations. Sarah smiled. Higher than when I was in the office full-time, actually. Companies save money on overhead with remote workers, so they can offer competitive compensation. I noticed Matthew watching Harmony's face as the reality of what I'd built sank in. Her perfectly manicured nails were digging into her presentation papers. But the real success stories, I continued, switching screens, are the women who found ways to redefine achievement altogether. Luna, want to share the pediatrician's story? Luna stood up, pulling up the testimonial. Dr. Amanda was working 80-hour weeks at a hospital, barely seeing her son. Through FlexForce, she started a telemedicine practice. Now she helps twice as many patients while volunteering at her kids' school. The platform isn't just about finding jobs, I explained, watching Harmony's expression grow increasingly strained. It's about changing how we view success. Speaking of success, Tyson interjected, Ellie, I'd like to discuss numbers. Your user growth is extraordinary. 25,000 active users, I confirmed, growing by roughly 1,000 per week, purely through word of mouth. A notification popped up on the screen. Another successful match. A former CFO finding part-time work with a growing startup. This is all very interesting, Harmony stood up suddenly. But surely you can't suggest that working from home between diaper changes is the same as... As what? Luna challenged. As sitting in traffic for 2 hours? Missing your kids' first steps? Paying most of your salary to childcare? The room fell silent. Harmony looked around for support, finding none. I think, Aunt Marie spoke up, that Ellie has shown us there's more than one path to success. Harmony, dear, your presentation was well-intentioned, but perhaps a bit narrow in perspective. Harmony's face flushed red. I just wanted to inspire people to reach their potential. And you did, I interrupted gently. You inspired me every time you doubted my choices. Every dismissive comment fueled another coding session. Every condescending look motivated me to prove that ambition doesn't need an office to thrive. Mommy! Haley tugged at my sleeve. Show them my special button. I laughed, pulling up the user interface. See this feature here? Haley helped design it. She thought the original color wasn't pretty enough. You let a child design a professional platform? Harmony's voice dripped with disdain, a last attempt at criticism. I let my daughter contribute to something meaningful, I corrected. Just like thousands of other mothers are doing through FlexForce. We're not choosing between family and success. We're redefining what success looks like. Tyson cleared his throat. Which reminds me. Ellie, my investment team has drawn up some preliminary paperwork. We'd like to discuss Series A funding. The room erupted in excited chatter. Cousin Rachel was already signing up on her phone. Aunt Marie was calling her daughter, a lawyer on maternity leave. Through it all, I watched Harmony sink back into her chair, her power suit suddenly looking less powerful. I think, Matthew said quietly to his wife, that we all learned something important today about not judging other people's choices. Harmony stood abruptly. I need some air. As she walked out, Luna leaned over to me. Now that's what I call a revolution in the workplace. I smiled, hugging Haley close as Tyson began discussing valuation numbers. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just proving someone wrong. It's showing them a whole new way to be right. Ellie, these projections are incredible, Tyson said, scrolling through the financial data on my laptop. The family reunion had transformed into an impromptu business meeting, with relatives clustering around to catch glimpses of the platform's potential. $5 million in revenue already? He whistled. Just from the premium features? Before I could respond, Matthew appeared at my shoulder. Harmony's outside. She'd like to talk to you. Luna grabbed my hand. Want backup? No, I smiled, squeezing her hand. I've got this. I found Harmony on Aunt Marie's back porch, her blazer discarded, staring at her phone. As I approached, I could see she was scrolling through FlexForce's website. Your algorithm, she said without looking up. It just matched me with 3 executive positions, all remote. I sat down beside her. The platform doesn't discriminate. It's for anyone who wants flexibility without sacrificing ambition. I always thought... She paused, her voice unusually small. I thought working harder, longer hours, sacrificing everything else, that was the only way to prove my worth. And how's that working out for you? She laughed bitterly. I missed my nephew's birth last month because of a board meeting. My husband and I barely talk anymore. I eat dinner at my desk most nights. A notification chimed on my phone. Another successful match. A woman returning to work after caring for her elderly parent, finding a VP position that let her maintain her caregiving role. You know what the irony is? I showed her the notification. Every time you criticized my choices, you pushed me to make this platform better. Your judgment helped create something that's actually changing women's lives. Harmony's eyes welled up. I was so cruel to you. You were scared, I corrected. Scared that if someone could be successful without following your path, maybe all your sacrifices weren't necessary. Inside, we could hear Tyson's excited voice discussing market penetration and growth metrics. Haley's laughter floated out as she showed her cousins how she'd helped make Mommy's app pretty. How do you do it? Harmony whispered. Balance everything? Some days I don't. Some days the code breaks while I'm making dinner, or Haley gets sick during an important call. But that's the point of FlexForce. It's not about perfect balance. It's about having choices. Matthew appeared in the doorway. Everything okay out here? Harmony wiped her eyes. Your sister just offered me a reality check. Actually, I pulled up the admin panel on my phone. I was about to offer you something else. We need someone to head our corporate partnerships division. Someone who understands both worlds, traditional corporate culture and the need for change. Are you serious? Harmony stared at me. After everything I've said and done? Who better to convince old school companies to embrace flexible work than someone who's lived both sides of the story? Inside, Tyson's voice rose again. The potential market cap on this is astronomical. Think about it. I stood up. The position is fully remote, competitive salary, equity options. You could even work from the beach if you wanted. The beach? Harmony laughed. I haven't taken a vacation in 3 years. Exactly my point. Luna poked her head out. Ellie, Tyson's talking about 8 figures. You might want to get in here. As I turned to go, Harmony caught my arm. I'm sorry for everything. I was wrong about you, about all of it. I know, I smiled, but apology accepted. Now, want to come inside and see what a stay-at-home mom can build between diaper changes? She stood up, smoothing her silk blouse. Lead the way, boss. We walked back into a room buzzing with excitement. Aunt Marie was already using the platform to find work for her daughter. Cousin Rachel had 3 interviews lined up for next week. Even Matthew was exploring possibilities for his own flexible career change. Ah, Harmony, Tyson called out. Perfect timing. Ellie, should we discuss the corporate partnership strategy? I caught Harmony's eye. Actually, I think I know just the person to lead that initiative. Someone with extensive corporate experience and a fresh perspective on work-life integration. Harmony's eyes widened as understanding dawned. That is, I added, if she's ready to trade her corner office for the freedom to work from anywhere. Where do I sign? Harmony's voice was firm, decisive, but different now, humbled, human. Luna appeared at my side with Haley, who was yawning. Looks like someone's ready for a nap. As I scooped up my daughter, I watched Harmony already deep in discussion with Tyson about corporate outreach strategies. Her power suit didn't look like armor anymore, just clothes. And somehow, that felt like the biggest victory of all. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just proving someone wrong, or even showing them a new way to be right. Sometimes it's giving them the chance to become part of the change they once fought against. Sign here and here. Tyson pointed at the documents spread across Aunt Marie's dining room table. And initial these pages. My hand trembled slightly as I signed the investment agreement. $10 million in Series A funding. The number still felt surreal. Congratulations! Tyson beamed, shaking my hand. You're officially the CEO of the fastest-growing women's employment platform in the country. Luna squealed, hugging me tight. From coding in your pajamas to this. Speaking of growth, Harmony chimed in from her spot at the table, her laptop open to a spreadsheet. We've got 3 Fortune 500 companies wanting to partner with us. They're particularly interested in our Return to Work program for mothers. The transformation in Harmony over the past few hours had been remarkable. Her corporate expertise, freed from the constraints of traditional success metrics, was already proving invaluable. Mom! Haley ran in from the garden. Uncle Matthew says you're going to be on TV. Well, Tyson adjusted his glasses. CNBC is interested in featuring FlexForce. They're calling it the stay-at-home mom's revenge on corporate culture. That's not quite the message we're going for, I laughed, pulling Haley onto my lap. This isn't about revenge, it's about revolution. Speaking of revolution, Luna turned her laptop toward me. Check out LinkedIn. Harmony's post is going viral. There it was, Harmony's candid confession about her journey from corporate warrior to flexible work advocate. The comments section was flooded with women sharing similar stories. 200,000 views in 2 hours, Harmony said softly. I had no idea how many people felt trapped like I did. Jaden appeared with coffee for everyone. Should we tell them about the West Coast office? What West Coast office? Several voices asked simultaneously. Well, I smiled. Tyson's team found us an amazing space in Silicon Valley. But here's the twist. It's not really an office. It's more of a community hub for our users. A place for workshops, networking, childcare facilities. And the best part, Tyson added, is that most of our team will still work remotely. We're practicing what we preach. Including me. Harmony closed her laptop. Matthew and I are actually thinking of moving to the beach. Now that I can work from anywhere. You're really serious about this change, aren't you? Luna asked her. Let's just say my power suits are on eBay. Harmony grinned. Though I did keep one, to remind me of who I used to be. My phone buzzed with another notification. A woman who'd been out of the workforce for 10 years had just landed a senior position at a tech startup. Read it out loud, Aunt Marie insisted, passing around cookies. Sate. Dear FlexForce team, I read. Today I accepted a job that lets me use my MBA while being home when my kids return from school. For years, I thought I had to choose between being a good mother and a successful professional. Thank you for showing me I can be both. That could have been me, Harmony said quietly, if I'd had this platform years ago. It's never too late to change. Matthew squeezed her shoulder. Look at you now. Tyson cleared his throat. Which reminds me, the Today Show wants to interview both of you, the corporate executive who found freedom and the stay-at-home mom who made it possible. Now that's a story arc, Luna laughed. Mommy, Haley tugged at my sleeve. Can I help make more pretty buttons for the app? Of course, sweetie. In fact, I looked around the room. I think we should make Haley our official UI consultant. After all, she's been part of this from the beginning. La, youngest tech consultant in Silicon Valley, Tyson chuckled. The press will love that. As the family continued celebrating, I watched Harmony showing Haley how to use the platform's basic features. The sight of my former critic teaching my daughter about the tool that had humbled her. It was better than any revenge I could have planned. You know what this means, right? Luna whispered in my ear. You've actually changed the game. Not just for us, but for every woman who's been told she has to choose. We've changed the game, I corrected her, watching Harmony high-five Haley over something on the screen. All of us, even the ones who started as skeptics. Tyson raised his coffee cup. To FlexForce, and to proving that success doesn't need a corner office. To freedom, Harmony added, her eyes bright with purpose. To pretty buttons, Haley chimed in, making everyone laugh. As the sun set outside Aunt Marie's windows, I looked at my family, both blood and chosen, and felt a deep sense of satisfaction. Not because I'd proved Harmony wrong, but because together, we were about to prove something much bigger right. The revolution wouldn't be fought in boardrooms or behind desks. It would happen in living rooms and at kitchen tables, one empowered choice at a time. And now, please welcome to the stage the founder and CEO of FlexForce, Ellie Martin. The conference hall erupted in applause as I walked onto the stage. In the front row, Haley sat between Jaden and Luna, giving me 2 thumbs up. Harmony stood at the side of the stage, ready for her part of the presentation. When people ask me where I built FlexForce, I began, they expect to hear about fancy offices or startup incubators. The truth is, I built it between making peanut butter sandwiches and helping with homework. Laughter rippled through the audience. But today isn't about my story. It's about all of your stories. I gestured to the packed auditorium. Every woman who was told she had to choose between family and ambition. Every parent who wanted to be present for soccer games and board meetings. The screens behind me filled with user testimonials and success metrics. 1 million users, 200,000 job placements, partnerships with over 500 companies. And speaking of choices, I smiled, I'd like to introduce someone special. A woman who once believed success only came in one shape. My sister-in-law, and now our Chief of Corporate Relations, Harmony. Harmony walked on stage, not a power suit in sight. Instead, she wore a casual blazer over jeans, her new signature look. 6 months ago, I stood in front of my family and preached about traditional success, she said. I was wrong, dead wrong, and being wrong changed my life. She clicked to the next slide, showing her viral LinkedIn post. This confession has been shared over 1 million times, not because it's unique, but because it's universal. We've all felt trapped by outdated definitions of success. Which is why today's announcement is so important. I stepped forward. FlexForce isn't just a platform anymore, it's a movement. The screens changed to show our new initiative, the FlexForce Foundation. With support from our partners, Harmony continued, we're launching a $50 million fund to help women start their own flexible businesses. Because sometimes the best job isn't the one you find, it's the one you create. The audience erupted again. In the front row, Luna wiped tears from her eyes. And our first grant recipient, I grinned, is actually in this room. Sarah? Sarah stood up from her seat, beaming. With the Foundation's help, I'm launching a tech education program for mothers returning to work. Classes will be fully remote, with childcare stipends included. This is what revolution looks like, Harmony said. Not fighting the system, but building a better one. Mommy! Haley's voice carried across the auditorium. Show them my button! The audience laughed as I pulled up the interface. See this feature? My daughter designed it. Because true innovation doesn't care how old you are or where you work. It only cares about making things better. After the presentation, as we mingled with attendees, Harmony pulled me aside. Remember when I used to mock you for wasting your potential? She asked. Hard to forget, I smiled. Thank you, she said simply, for not just proving me wrong, but for showing me a better way to be right. Speaking of right, Luna interrupted, guess who just got featured in Forbes? The stay-at-home mom who disrupted Silicon Valley. Actually, Tyson approached with his tablet, make that Time magazine. You've both been named to the Time 100 list. Jaden appeared with Haley on his shoulders. How does it feel to be married to two of the most influential people in tech? Ask Matthew, Harmony laughed as her husband joined us. He's the one who had to watch his wife eat humble pie at a family reunion. Best meal I ever had? Matthew kissed her cheek. Mommy, Haley tugged at my dress, can we get ice cream to celebrate? Ice cream sounds perfect, I agreed. Anyone else? As our group headed out, I overheard two women talking. Can you believe the CEO still makes time for ice cream with her kid? Nah, that's the whole point. She showed us we don't have to choose. Outside, the summer evening was perfect. Haley skipped between Harmony and me, chattering about new button colors. Luna and Tyson debated foundation initiatives. Jaden and Matthew planned our next family vacation. You know what's funny? Harmony said as we walked. I spent years chasing success in all the wrong places. Turns out it was right here all along, in family, in balance, in being true to ourselves. And in pretty buttons, Haley added seriously, making us all laugh. Looking at our unlikely group, the critic turned advocate, the stay-at-home mom turned CEO, the family that had become a revolution, I realized something powerful. Sometimes the biggest victories aren't about proving people wrong. They're about bringing them along as you prove something right. And sometimes, just sometimes, the best revenge is showing the world a whole new way to win.